Good evening, everybody. This is a great opportunity for me to talk about Ramayan. The Ramayan is a great epic about Lord Rama, and we all, of course, know about it. We worship Ram day in and day out. Today, I am going to present a very different perspective of Ramayan for the youngsters assembled here, where I am going to bring out the management principles enshrined in Ramayana. The Oriental way of management does not believe in segregating personal values and personal behavior and personal integrity from business behavior, business integrity, business development, and leadership. You have to live a life of integrity to prove that you are a leader and a manager. Who else is a better person who has been an example for it? Ram. In entire life of him, he lived a life of integrity to showcase to you that's what is management, that's what is leadership. You have to live by yourself as an example, not by books. I'm going to quote a lot of Peter Drucker here. Why? Because we all, from a Western style of management learning, consider him as management guru. Am I trying to project Peter Drucker is not good, I am good? No, sorry, that's not my intention. I'm taking what somebody in some other part of the world has thought and what our thought process has evolved, just to sort for you to look at what you do not know as Oriental style of management. To know it, you have to use a known yardstick, which is Western style of management. So I am trying to therefore quote Peter Drucker. Intention is not to undermine him or show him poor. Peter Drucker says management is doing things right. Leadership is about doing the right things. So management means doing even wrong things right. It is management. I am interpreting now. Leadership means doing the right things. Oriental style of management does not give any leeway that way. A manager should be a leader. A leader should be always doing the right things the right way. There is no question of doing wrong things the right way and calling yourself as a leader. You have to always do the right things the right way. That's what was Ram, as portrayed to us by Valmiki, which we are going to see in greater detail. I'll be quoting a lot of verses from Valmiki Ramayan for your benefit. Peter Drucker also says a very important statement. Leadership is not magnetic personality that can just as well be a glib tongue. It's not making friends. It's not influencing people, because that is flattery. Leadership is lifting a person's vision to higher heights, the raising of a person's performance to a higher standard, the building of a personality beyond the normal limitations. Greek, Latin, French, Sanskrit, Urdu, Tulu, not understandable. Lot of English words. What does it mean? Very simple. Whom will you call as a leader? A person who is able to think beyond himself for the welfare of others. That's the first condition. The second condition is a person who is able to accomplish what others think as difficult or impossible. A person who is able to think beyond himself and for the welfare of others. A person who is able to do things which others think as difficult or impossible. Only that person you will call as a leader. If a person only thinks about himself, even if he does all things beyond somebody's capability to understand, will you call him as a leader? That's what these people try to do. You'll call them as self-centered idiots. So if somebody is thinking all about others and not capable of delivering anything which is beyond normal, so what? You will not call him as a leader. You will call him as a good human being. That's it. Ram was both. He was thinking beyond himself, and he was doing things which all others thought as impossible. When we refer to Ram, we call him as Bhagwan Ramchandra ki Jai. That's what we say everywhere. Bhagwan Ramchandra ki Jai. Hang on. Is not Ram a Suryavanshi? If he is a Suryavanshi, why you are not calling him as Bhagwan Ram Surya ki Jai? Why are you calling him as Ram Chandra ki Jai? Because Chandra has 16 parts, 16 kalas. And those 16 kalas are given specific names in Vedas and specific names in Tantra Shastra. In Vedas they are called as, it starts from Amavasya, Darsha, Drishta, Darshata, Vishwarupa, Sudarshana, Apyayamana, Pyayamana, Pyaya, Sunrita, Ira, Apuryamana, Puryamana, Purayanti, Purna, Paurnamasi. These are the names given in Vedas. The equivalent names given in Tantra Shastra is very simple to understand. Amrita, Manada, Pusha, Tushti, Pushti, Rati, Dhruti, Shashini, Chandrika, Kanti, Jyotsna, Shri, Preeti, Angada, Purna, Purnamrita. What these 16 names refer to? Actually, these 16 names refers to 16 qualities. All are leadership qualities. All are great virtues in a human being. Ramchandra ji had all these 16 virtues. That's why he is called as Ramachandra, notwithstanding the fact he is a Suryavanshi. Hang on. Who told you Ramchandra ji had these 16 qualities? Praman batao. Evidence. Without evidence, anything that you tell could be your fig of imagination out of respect. Show an evidence that he had 16 qualities. You know, the beauty is, actually Ramayan is a management document. It's simply a management document. Because it starts with the question, show me a person who has 16 leadership qualities. What are you telling? Yes. The first portion, there are 7 portions called as Kanda to Ramayana. The first portion is called as Balakanda. How does Balakanda starts? What is the first verse of Ramayana? First verse of Ramayana is the first verse in the first sarga of the first Kanda, Balakanda. What it starts as? Valmiki Muni asks Narad Rishi, can you please show me a human being who has the following 16 qualities? So it is not about asking what Ram did to Ravan. No, that was not the question. The question was to identify a leader. The question was to see who has these managerial capabilities. Let me tell you what are those 16 qualities, because 16 leadership qualities as per Oriental way of management you should know. Konvasmin sampratam loge gunavan kascha viryavan dharmajnascha kritajnascha satyavakyo dhrutavradaha charitrena chako yuktaha sarvabhuteshu kohitaha vidwan ka samartascha eka priyadarshanaha atmavan ko जितक्रोधो द्युतिमान कोनुसूयकः कस्य बिभ्यति देवाश्च जात रोषस्य संयुगे. Meaning, sir, in English, he says Gunavan. What is Gunavan? He should be well principled. Viryavan, a person full of potential. Dharmagnaha, conscientious. Kritagnaha, a person who is a redeemer. Means what? If somebody has done good to him, he will try to do something better to him. Satyavakyo, truthful. Dhritavrataha, self-determined. Means what? He has a tenacity of purpose. Unless and until he accomplishes what he has started, he will not go away. Charitrena cha yuktaha, great character and great conduct. Sarva bhuteshu kohitaha, environmentally and socially sensitive, your ESG component. Vidwan, adept. Samarthaha, ablest. Priyadarshanaha, pleasant. Pleasant does not mean a hero, a six-pack who will show his muscle. No, pleasant is something very different, amiable. Atmavan, who shows equanimity. We will talk about equanimity for a few minutes after this. Jita Krodaha, who had control over anger. Control over anger does not mean he will not get angry. He knows when to get angry, when not to get angry. That is what is called as control over anger. Dyutiman, brilliant. Anasuyakaha, no jealousy. Last line is very important. Kasya bibhyati devascha jata roshasya sanyugi. He has all control over anger, and if he decides to get angry, even the gods will tremble with fear. If you get angry and nobody is going to get worried about it, your anger is waste. What is the indication of a good anger? You should tremble with fear. That's what he does. So these 16 qualities who has is the first question what Valmiki asked Narad. And Narad says, oh, of course, yes. There is a person called Ram, and then he tells the entire Ramayan in a Sankshipta Roop, in a summary form, in the first Adhyaya of Balakand. Then you will say, Ram was God, so he can have all 16 qualities. I am after all a human being. How can I have? No. Multiple times, for you to not say that as an excuse, clearly Naradji repeatedly tells, he may be Bhagwan, he is now acting as if he is a human being. And he says, last line, Dasavarsha Sahasrani Satavarsha Dashanicha Ramo Rajyam Upasitva Brahmalokam Prayapsyati. Ram will rule the country for so many thousands of years, and after that, like every human being, he will go to Brahmaloka. He is not saying he will go to Vaikuntha. Why? So that you don't give an excuse. He is God, so he has all good qualities. I don't have to, and I can get away with it. So human beings should be good leaders, should lead a life of good conduct, is what is the document which starts. How to put it in practice is what Ramayan teaches. Therefore, Ramayan is nothing but a management document. And for all these qualities, Valmiki asked and Narad said, so he has. We have to take it for granted. No. In the entire Ramayana, a lot of examples have been given and proving how Ram not only is stated as having these qualities, has proved it. If you very carefully look at these qualities, there is no mention of any qualification. Ashtadasha Vidya is what we say, 18 branches of knowledge. Who is best in 18 branches of knowledge is not what is asked. Means what? To be a leader, to be a good manager, being knowledgeable is not very important. Knowledge can be bought. Virtues cannot be bought. Knowledge is a short-term advantage. Attitude and behavior or long-term advantage. Many of you today may not understand the intensity of this sentence. Think of it. I am a CEO. In my organization, if there are two people who are equally knowledgeable, but one of them shows better attitude, whom do you think I will promote? If two people are there who is slightly less brilliant, but who has a wonderful attitude, whom I will promote? For whom I will give salary increase? Simple. Its knowledge is a short-term advantage which gains you entry. Attitude is a long-term advantage which takes you. That's what is important. That's why no mention of qualifications or greatness of education or your six-pack in any of these qualities. It's all about conduct, behavior, and control over yourself, not over others. So, let me give you two examples. Honestly, I am not going to talk about Ram at all today. Where did I say? I said I will talk about Ram today. I said management and Ramayana. I am going to talk only 1 more minute about Ram, and after that I am going to switch to some other character in Ramayana. When you say equanimity, how to define it? Bhagavad Gita defines it as Sthita Prajna and well entrenched in yoga. Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddha asiddha yoho samam bhuktva samatvam yoga uchyate. Equanimity is yoga, and remaining strongly entrenched in that yoga, do all your work. You do all the work with as much passion as you can show, but with zero bondage. If you do that, whether you get the result as you expected or otherwise, you will show equanimity to it and you will be equal. That is equanimity. Where has Ram demonstrated it? Kalidasa gives a wonderful verse in Raghuvamsha where he shows how Ram exhibits it. Dadhatho mangala kshaumam vasanasya cha valkale dadrushur vismitastasya mukha raga samam janaha. The people of Ayodhya were thoroughly, speechlessly surprised by seeing Rama's face on 2 occasions. What are those 2 occasions? When his dad called him in the sabha, which was fully filled up, and told, take these 2 silk dhotis and wear it and come. You are going to be made the king. What was the reaction on Rama's face? You take it as X. Subsequently, Kaikeyi gave him 2 pieces of cloths made out of barks of a tree and told him, wear it and go to forest. What was his facial reaction? Take it as Y. They found X was equal to Y. They did not find any change even in the color in his face. Mukha raga samam jana. That is equanimity. Not reacting. You call certain metals as gold, right? As noble, right? What are the noble metals? You say gold, platinum are all called noble metals, right? Why are they noble? Because they don't react to any acid. They don't show any reaction, so they are noble. Whatever reacts, what do you call it? You call them as base metals. If you react, you are base. If you don't react, if you only act, you are noble. Ram was a leader, so he was leading from the front. How a leader should lead from the front, Vedas wonderfully give a very big hymn. That hymn is called as Aprathirata Mantra. It talks about Indra leading Deva's team for a victory. It says Indra Asam Netha Indra was acting as the Neta, the leader, and he was doing a lot of things. The way his body behavior, his facial expression, the type of noise he was creating, everything Vedas nicely described as to how a leader has to lead from the front. How Rama was leading from the front. So many thousand Rakshasas were coming and fighting with him. What each of the Rakshasas felt? It is just like the Gopikas who felt for every Gopika there was a Krishna. Anganam, Anganam, Antare, Madhavo. Same way, every Rakshas felt that Rama is fighting with them. Only one Rama, so many hundreds of Rakshasas. Eko Dasharatihi Kamam Yatu Dhanaha Sahasrashaha Tetu Yavanta Eva Ajav Tavamscha Dadrushe Satau. That's how they perceived. Means what? He was fighting from the front and leading it. That is leadership. In Ramayana, there are multiple places where management is actually taught, straight taught. In the next Kanda called Ayodhya Kanda, Aranya Kanda, Bharat comes to meet Rama. Rama in the Sarga 100 of Aranya Kanda, it is Ayodhya Kanda, talks to Bharat and tells him what is corporate governance and how a government should be run, what should be the minimum number of departments should be there, who should be housed in those departments, how they should be supervised, how their performance should be measured. That in itself can be a separate study. The behavior of Bharata at Ayodhya without Ram talks to you more like a common minimum program when the leader is away and the party people are running the government. Wonderfully, how a party worker can be loyal to the leadership and run a government with the same values as what the leader has is exhibited clearly in Bharata running the government. There are multiple instances. But our topic today is going to be about somebody else. Who is that? We are going to talk about some concept which no management book has not talked. Peter Drucker tells you all effective leaders I have encountered, both those I worked or who merely I watched, know 4 simple things. Let us leave all the remaining 3 things. One line we will take. A leader is someone who has followers. So if there is no follower, will there be a leader? Every book tells you what are leadership qualities. If all of you are going to become leaders, who is going to follow you? In any case, all of you think that you are leaders, correct? The man in the 3rd row, middle, red dress, you. All of us already think that we are leaders, correct? So who is going to follow you? When you don't have any followers, what makes you think that you are a leader? No book has taught you how to be a good follower. Because only good followers can be good leaders. If you do not know how to follow, you can never become a good leader. Because you cannot make ever others to make them to follow you. So who is the best follower Ramayana has produced? Any guess? Hanuman. No doubt, right? And Hanuman is the hero of entire Kanda, Sundara Kanda. Rama is not the leader there. Rama is not the hero there. So today our topic of discussion in greater detail is going to be on Hanuman in Sundara Kanda. Where the Sundara Kanda starts, what is the situation when it starts? 1 month time has been given to find out where Devi is. 4 separate groups have gone. The one which has gone into south has consumed all the 1 month and has not done anything. They were told very clearly, if you cannot find out, you should return back in a month. If you come late, you will be beheaded. They have already consumed the time. If they go back, they know what is going to happen. So they have to willy-nilly find. And then comes somebody called Sampadi into the story who tells them that Sita was taken by Ravana to Lanka on the other side of the sea. What is the distance? It is 100 yojanas. Yojana is a measure. The term 100 and Sahasrata and Sahasra in Sanskrit is many times used to denote not exactly 100, not exactly 1000. Something which is unformidable, which is very long. Who is the only person found as capable in the group to do this? Hanuman. Was he realizing his own strength? No. He has to be cajoled a lot. After all that cajoling, he takes off. Actually, if you read Valmiki Ramayana, the taking off scene as described by Valmiki about Hanuman will actually resemble an aircraft taking off. It is very difficult to fathom as to how so many thousands of years ago somebody has fathomed and written in such great detail a takeoff. It is mind-boggling. You have to read in original to understand the swad of it. Leave that aside. This man takes off. He finds one mountain comes in the way, telling that you have to halt. And then somebody catches hold of his shadow. And somebody says you have to move through my mouth. First of all, it is a long distance. So much of disturbance in between. And then ultimately when he reaches Lanka, a lady called Lankini comes and tells, I am the Ati Devata of this place. You cannot enter in this place. Where is your passport? Visa nahi hai. Did he leave the job in between and go away? A good follower has a sense and tenacity of purpose. Ratnair mahabdehe tutushur na devaha na bhejire bhima vishena bhitim sudham vina na parayur viramam na nischitarthat viramanti dhira. This is what Niti Shatakam teaches us. When Devtas and Asuras joined together and started churning the milk ocean in search of Amrit, the nectar, first came lot of jewels. Oh wow, so many things we have got. Let us call it a day and go back. No, they didn't do that. Then came the worst of poisons. Did they go away because of fear? No. They continued till they got the nectar and they had it. What does that mean? Tenacity of purpose. That's what Hanuman exercises. After all this, he goes there. You should see his decision-making process. In what form he should get into Lanka. How he should search. Logical database analysis. He decides he should go as a very small monkey. Next challenge. In such a big city, such an opulent city, which does not sleep in the nights, because Rakshasas are supposedly awake in the nights. How will he go and find out? Such a big challenge. So some of us will be thinking, even I am awake throughout the night, partying and whatnot. So who am I? Am I a human being or Rakshasa? I leave that decision to you. So, after all that, he goes to the harem, Antahpur of Ravan. There he finds Mandodari sleeping. Name board to nahi hai. And there is no name board. On looking at Mandodari, such a pativrata, such a beautiful woman, he thinks that she is Sita. Satam drishtva mahabahuhu bhushitam marutatmajaha tarkaya masa siteti rupa yavvana sampada. Tarkayamasa. He started arguing and concluding logically. She is beautiful, she is young, she has a effulgent face which shows her character. She should be Sita. The point now what I am going to tell you is very important. Then what did he do? Aspodayamasa chuchumba pucham nananda chikrida jagau jagama stambhanarohan nipapata bhumau nidarshayan swam prakritim kapina. Typically exhibiting the innate nature of a monkey, he started doing like this. Then he took his tail and then now he kissed it. He started jumping up and down. He claimed the nearby pillars and then others say he was just jumping down. He was exhibiting all his happiness. After a few milliseconds, he once again thinks, what nonsense. How this can be Sita? That too in the harem of Ravan? A lady who is so attached to her husband, when she leaves her husband or when she is not with her husband, separated from the husband, will she be in such a happy state, wearing all this costly dress and whatnot, and peacefully sleeping? It cannot be. Now, 2-3 important leadership and followership principles come out of it. However much sophisticated you be, your innate qualities will come out at some point of time when you don't actually want it to come out. Swabhav. Unless and until you are Atmavan and you are totally self-controlled, you will exhibit the weakest of your innate qualities in front of somebody whom you do not want to exhibit it. So please understand what are your innate qualities. If your monkey qualities in you, the most important occasion when you don't want to display it, it will come out. So try to do some remedies to take away your vasanas. That's an important lesson. Because in a most important meeting, if inherently you are not a great person and you are posing as a great person, your innate bad qualities will come out and will affect your promotion and growth. Second, if you are an intelligent person, you will not hesitate to self-correct. You will not hesitate to use logic again and again to see whether you are on the right track. However best you could be, that's the second lesson. Third lesson, however best you could be, you can always make a misjudgment. Be open and simple enough to accept your mistake and go forward. So this fellow decides now, this cannot be Sita. Then where is Sita? All along I was doing some random check in the streets, in the houses, in the mahal, in the antapur. Where should I actually search? If she is going to be a lady, because of her separation grieving, notwithstanding the grief, she will be taking care of her swadharma. In those days, women also had Janeyu, the sacred thread. Women also performed Sandhya Upasana. He looks at the Ashokavan and he finds lot of ponds there. And it is very serene and peaceful. Then he starts calculating, will she be using this place? And he gives a set of reasons why probably she could be there. Sandhya kala manashyama dhruvameshyati janaki nadim chemam shubha jalam sandhyarte varavarnini. Am I exceeding the timelines? Professor, am I exceeding the timelines? So he logically concludes, probably this place, Sita baby coming to do her Sandhyopasana and starts searching for that her. Logical thought process, analysis of data to come to a conclusion. Then he sees her, maybe another 15 minutes max. He sees her sitting in below a tree, called Shimshupa. And then comes Ravan, threatens her, she cries, she curses him, all that stuff, and then he goes away. Then all the Rakshasis around her threaten her, and then they go to sleep. What was the purpose for which he was sent? To check whether Sita is there and where she is. Correct? Has she found her? So his mission is accomplished. What he should do now as a good follower? Should go back, right? He should not meddle anything further. The mission for which he was sent has been fully accomplished. His authority was to find where Sita is. Has he found it? Done. What he should do? He should go back. Did he find only that? No. He has also found where the city is, how the city is, what are the weak points of the city, what are the strong points of the city, what is the entry gate, exit gate. Everything he has found. Who is his stakeholder? Ram. What are the various forms of Ram? Ram is a beloved lover. For that he has found Sita is here. Ram is also an enemy. For him he has found how much the enemy Ravana is fortified. Ram is a king, so he would like to know what all he should prepare for. He has already found information. He has accomplished everything. He should walk away, right? If anything more he does, it is overstepping his authority. But what does he do? He oversteps. Why? He gives a logical explanation. Yam kapinam sahasrani subahuni ayutani cha dikshu sarvasu margante seyam asadita maya. Thousands of monkeys are searching the entire globe. They could not find. I have found her. Charena tu sayuktena shatro shaktim avekshata. I have also seen what is the potential power of this enemy. Because he has seen the Pushpaka Viman, how Indrajit is sleeping, how Ravana is, how powerful he looks, everything he has seen. Gudena charata tavat avekshitam idam maya. All this he has done it by going around surreptitiously without anybody's notice, which is a great accomplishment. Pata hi nahi chalega. Like this, a monkey came and went away. That's what he has done. Nobody knows that a monkey came and seen all this. Rakshasanam visheshascha puri cheyam avekshita. What are the specialities of these demons and how this Puri is, this Lanka is? All that has been seen. Rakshasadipates asya prabhavo ravanasya cha. We have also seen the greatness of Ravana. And I should go away, right? No. If I go away, the state in which this lady is, she may not survive. If I am not able to make her get some peace of mind, and if she doesn't survive, all these bloody efforts that I have put in crossing all this ocean, doing all this nonsense, and finding where she is, will go waste. If she goes and commits suicide, purpose will be lost. End in mind. What is the purpose for which you came here? Is it simply to see her? Because that was what the mandate given to me? No. I am not overstepping the mandate. I am ensuring that the mandate is fulfilled. Now I am thinking strategically. I am scanning the environment. I am understanding what is all around. I will take all this feedback. I am not overstepping. I am going to the bottom of the root cause and attending to it. So he says, Yuktam tasya aprameyasya sarva sattva dayavataha samashvashayitum bharyam pati darshana kankshana. I have to calm her down. If I don't calm her down, the purpose will be lost. Now comes the problem. How to calm her down? If as a monkey I go and stand in front of her and telling, oh lady, don't worry, I have come, Rama has sent me, I'll take care. She will first of all look at me and think, bloody what, this monkey is talking? It should be certainly some work of Ravana. And if I go as a monkey, if I talk in monkey language, she will not understand. If I talk in Sanskrit, which is what in those days the queens used to talk, because others used to talk a language called Prakrit. She is a learned woman, she will talk Sanskrit. If I talk to her in Sanskrit as a monkey, ye to chal hai. That's what she will think. Okay, if I go as a Brahmin boy, young boy, because only Brahmins and all topper echelons of the society were talking Sanskrit in those days. If I go and talk in Sanskrit to her as a Brahmin boy, she will think, oh, Ravana also came as a Brahmin to take me away. So this is also Ravana. So what do? I need to ensure that she is pacified. Otherwise the purpose of my visit is lost. So I have to communicate with her. But how do I communicate? Think of it. Such a logical thinking. That is what is planning. That is what is execution of a strategy. Is that not management? Is that not leadership? Is that not followership? And Hanuman concludes, I will not be visible. I will just in a melodious voice sing the praise of Rama. This is another important point. In a ticklish meeting, do not talk what you want to talk. Talk what the other person wants to hear. You want to tell what all you know, that's not what the other person wants to know. You are nothing but a big bore. You will spoil the negotiation. So what Sita would like to hear? Praising her husband. So I will only talk that. It goes on and on. I can talk for 24 hours if I have to talk about all this greatness. He accomplishes all things. He burns Lanka and then checks whether she is okay, and then he wants to go back. Again he takes off. In between he tells how a bad follower can kill all the good strategies of a leader. He gives lot of verses. Arthan artantare buddhihi nischitapi nashobhate gatayantihi karyani drutah pandita maninaha. Some of the followers will think that they are God's gift to humankind. They are cat's whiskers because they have come from IIMs and whatnot, and therefore they know everything, and in the process their behavior is bad and they will screw up the entire purpose for which their boss sent them. So he says how much of EQ is important to be a good follower and to be a good leader. Hanuman actually clearly, nicely takes. Now comes the masterpiece. He takes off and lands. He's about to land. It is very clearly visible. Why? Because all the trees in the Mahindra Parbat, they start shaking. The flowers start falling down. The fruits are falling down, clearly indicating somebody is landing. All the monkeys are sitting. Hateli pe jaan rakh kar bolte hai na, that their lives are in their hands. Anytime it can go away. Why? Because if this fellow comes and tells, we do not know first of all it is Hanuman coming or not. Looks like. Is it Hanuman or not? If it is Hanuman, has he seen or not seen? When he saw, is she ready to come back or she has already married Ravan? Or has she died and he is bringing the news of her death? If any of these things happen, what happens? We can't go back. If we go back, death is clear. If we don't go back, our families are lost. What will be the BP? Will it be 80, 120? It will be 120, 180. Correct? All of them are sitting. So this fellow lands. Then every monkey rushes to him to offer him something. He gracefully accepts everything and goes and prostrates to all his seniors who are sitting there. Humility. Even if you are a big achiever, you don't have humility, you are unfit to be a leader. Humility. Then everybody is eagerly seeing his face, what this monkey is going to tell. Had it been us, what we would have done? It was really painful. So somebody will ask, so what happened? Wait, man. Wait. You know the distance to Lanka? I have gone all the way and coming back. Wait. Be patient. We will advise him to be patient, are we? We will not look at it. Hanuman utters just 2 words. In the 2 words, the second word is redundant. Just in 1 word, he brings all their BP to 80-120. He says, Drishta Sita. Very simple. Satabhyam pujitah pujyaha kapibhischa prasaditaha Drishta Sita iti vikrantaha. After telling that, he sat. What we would have done? Legs are paining. Can somebody help me? No. He first made them all feel okay. Drishta Sita iti vikrantaha. Samkshepena Mahakapihi. Mahakapihi, big monkey, great monkey. Samkshepena, in a very summarized form. This is what is called as effective communication. If you want to be a leader, please understand you should have effective communication capability. Effective communication is not writing a 3-page note for what could have been communicated in half a sentence. This mind is a devil. The moment he said Drishta, it's a feminine form, so clearly it refers to a lady. In the context, it could not be anything other than Sita, so it was understood. But in what form? Is she ready to come, or has he become Mrs. Ravan? What is the situation? The next verse, 2 lines, he clearly brings the entire status of Sita in front of everybody. Ashoka Vanika Sanstha, location he told. She is in Ashoka Vanika. Drishta Asa Janakatmaja. For clarity, that lady who is Janaka's daughter, that is Sita, was spotted in Ashoka Vanika. How is she? Rakshamana Sughora Bihi Rakshasibir Anandita. She is very unhappy. What is her stated? She is well secured by very dangerous looking Rakshasis. He tells not only the status of her, the imprisonment she is undergoing, and therefore she cannot be easily retrieved. Ekaveni Dhara Bala Rama Darshana Lalasa. Upavasa Parishranta. She is not eating properly. Jatila Malina Krisha. She has thinned down. She looks dirty because she has not been able to take care of herself, on and on. Same Hanuman, same travel, he narrates multiple times in the same Sundarakanda. Every time it is that portion what the other person should know. Effective communication. So what is the conclusion? In Sundarakanda, you get to know a lot of followership qualities. If I have to name a few what I have talked to you till now: thinking beyond self, accomplish what looks impossible, tenacity of purpose, analytical approach, logical and data-based decision making, course correction if you are making a mistake, end in mind, sense of purpose, walking the extra mile, big picture approach, emotional quotient, a sense of time and place, what can go wrong, strategic thinking, brevity combined with comprehensiveness, effective communication. In half an hour, I can tell you so many qualities which have been talked about by Valmiki. If you read the entire Ramayana, you will find 25,900 pages of qualities which Ramayan describes as leadership and followership. You want to perceive management qualities, Ramayana is the best management book. Thank you so much for patient hearing.